Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. I know this video is a little delayed. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a sniff or a tiff, whatever. Basically, I had a quote microwave Tyson incident, and what I mean by that is I accidentally hit myself in the head with the microwave door. So if anybody wants to donate pool noodles to my fund, I'd appreciate it, because I have a bad habit of hitting myself in the head with things, and obviously I don't win every time, but I try. But anyways, I digress. Like I said, again, Happy New Year. Great to have a new year, fresh start. This video is Care Bear Palooza. We promised this since last year. And we are finally doing it. I can't even believe how excited I am, because this subject is something that I've actually loved for years and years and years. Again, I'm very passionate about it. And yes, I am wearing a Care Bear onesie, Cheer Bear. It is a full, here, I'm going to get up. It is a full suit. Even has a little heart on the butt. But yes, I figured it was very fitting for me to wear this. Let's get right into it.
Care Bears countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
So a lot, Care Bears, they actually started, they did not start off as a they did not start off as a toy company. They actually started out as greeting cards from American Greetings back in the 80s. And they kind of, basically, they caught on, and the toy line was produced. So they started with, I'm sure everybody's aware of the 80s line. It was a very popular 80s toy. They created an original Care Bears line of, I know I should know the number, but they created Care Bears and Care Bear Cousins to kind of complement both of them. And with that being said, there are some that are more fan favorite than others. One I can tell you is Grumpy Bear has always been a fan favorite. For whatever reason, people just gravitate toward him. This probably, if you're having a bad day, Grumpy comes and helps you basically not be sad anymore, help you get the grumps away, essentially. But I can say with certainty, he is a fan favorite, along with Good Luck Bear, excuse me. And then also there is also Funshine Bear, Friend Bear, Secret Bear, Cheer Bear, Tenderheart, and Birthday Bear, and Bedtime Bear. That about rounds out the original 80s line that was released in America, or in the U.S. As far as the Care Bear Cousins go, there was Braveheart Lion, Cozy Heart Penguin, Gentle Heart Lamb, Bright Heart Raccoon, trying to make sure, Swift Heart Rabbit. I believe that was the line that was released solely in the U.S., and they also were released in other countries. But there were a line of bears that were only released in the U.K. or Europe, and if you're a Care Bear collector, or if it's also from a reselling standpoint, if you can get your hands on these for a decent price, because I say that because these bears are very highly sought after, and obviously since they were not made in the U.S. exclusively, it can be difficult to get a hold of them. I mean, unless you find someone with, in the U.S. who is selling them. But since they were released only in Europe, they are much harder to get, especially if you want a few of them, which I'm going to kind of talk about here in a second. And you'll also see pictures of some of them that were also released in the UK as well that I don't have. But I'm going to show you the ones that I do have so that you can kind of see what they look like. So with that being said, I'm going to get right into it. A line, or not a line, they're considered it's a line of, like, it's a line that you would consider like error bears, or they're considered maverick bears or love bears. And this is actually one of them. Essentially, it's hard to, because I actually did research on looking up their actual history. Like, some of the errors were just straight up manufacturing errors. And I say that meaning some of the original symbols, like, for example, Wish Bear, has the symbol where the rainbow goes like this and there's a star at the bottom. And I'm gonna put up, there'll be a picture up so you can see what I'm talking about. It's basically, the symbol is upside down, and obviously those are factory errors. And then these, they're considered in the community a love bear or maverick bear. It's kind of interchangeable. Essentially, they'll either, some of them have hearts with nothing on them. This one actually says "I love you" on it. It looks like it's kind of a cross between, he's got the eyebrows that are on Birthday Bear. But they actually created a couple of different ones. There's this "I love you" bear that exists. There's one that has Love-A-Lot's symbol on it, 2 hearts next to each other. And then there's a few that have just the plain love, or just the plain heart with nothing in it. And then there's this one that is the "I love you" bear. These can, if you're able to find them at a fairly inexpensive price, they can fetch, some of them can fetch upwards of 200 plus. There are some other ones that are also considered love bears. It was kind of, they when they were created, it was kind of a hodgepodge. They kind of threw it together, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here in just a second. So this is considered another love bear. Let me see. In this one, it's got the bear shape with the eyes and the nose, but this symbol it's like a cloud, like a heart, almost like a cloud with hearts in it, and I can't think of my words. It's a sun. And then one distinguishing thing, especially on these, it actually has on the tag, it says Love Bear, and I'll put a closer picture of it for you. But these, unlike the original ones that were created, from the original line, the Love Bears do not, you see, most of them have the little hard heart tag, but this one does not. None of the Love Bears actually have this particular, let me see. See, yeah, both of these, all the Love Bears, they don't have that little hard plastic heart. And you'll see what I mean. I'm going to show you another, actually a UK exclusive here in a second. But this one, this particular line of Love Bear, is actually more expensive. It can go for more than the yellow one. Ask me why, I couldn't tell you. It's probably the amount that were made. They actually made a couple of different colors of this. I believe there's also a blue one with this pattern, and I believe a yellow one. And I think another one, I just don't know the color. But I believe there were 4 made with this particular belly badge, and just they changed the colors, the hair, and the nose, and everything. But these can fetch upwards of 400 to 500. These in collector groups, they are highly sought after because there are some collectors that will specifically seek out the Love Bears. That and they didn't make as many as the original line, so they're going to be worth more and, being highly sought after, hence drives their price up. Let's see what else. So now I'm gonna kind of show you a couple of bears that were released in Europe, or the UK, I should say. These bears were actually not released in the US in the original 80s line. First off is this one. This is True Heart Bear. She's got the little star belly badge on her, kind of like a tie-dye fur with yellow hair, and this heart badge is actually really good condition. You can actually see the word Care Bears hasn't been rubbed off, which is definitely, people obviously they look for that. So this one was not released in the US. They're harder, again, they're not as easy to find. You really have to kind of look. A lot of times people would just end up ordering from, through back channels of, people who are already in, places like France and Germany and the UK. Because that was really the only way you could get them. That was the only way. So this one is, if you can find this at an inexpensive price, and I'm going to be honest, it's going to be hard, because there's a lot of people looking for it. But if you are able to get a hold of this, at last I checked, I know the economy is great, so it might not be as much as a couple years ago, but this one can actually go for upwards of $350 in terms of retail. And then another one, this one is Harmony Bear. Now when they released this is the giant nerd in me coming out. When they released this particular plush, this tummy badge is actually it's music. It's a set of music notes. But when they released the actual Care Bears movies, and you see Harmony Bear in there, this is not the symbol that is on the bear in the movie. It was a heart and then 2 hearts on either side. So, and again, this one wasn't released in the US. It can also fetch a pretty penny, between $250, $350, depending on market and depending on who your buyer is. So if you're lucky and you find this out in the wild, get it at a good price, because yes, I can guarantee you there will be someone who wants to buy this from you. Now, some of the ones that I do know of that were not sold in the US, there was Loyal Heart Dog, which was released back in the 80s. Obviously, he is a dog. I think his symbol is, and I'm going to put a picture of this so you can see. His tummy symbol is a heart, and then it's got like a bar on the top, and it's like kind of hanging down. Obviously he is again harder to find. I had one, and I regret selling him. If you're able to find that, I know you can fetch a pretty penny, because when I bought it, and this was years and years ago, I paid $345 for it. Yeah, I know, I sound like a nut, but you can do. Another one that was one of the cousins was Proud Heart Cat. They did release this which I had one of these as well, and I regret selling it, but that's neither here nor there. There's Proud Heart Cat. That is another one that is very hard to find, not released. That can go upwards of $400, $425, in the 400 range, depending on condition, because the obviously Proud Heart Cat it had whiskers, so I mean, depending on condition of the face, you could still get, upwards of $375, $450, depending on, who your buyer is and that sort of thing. Another one that is equally as hard to find that I actually have in the box, and I actually sold one a few months ago for $380, is Playful Heart Monkey. Now, this is my personal collection. He is in the box. He is still attached. I would be hard pressed to find as I drop it on the floor. Woo, go me. A lot of times he is out of the box, so I consider myself rather lucky that I have this. I've had it for a number of years, but if you get him and he's out of the box, that's totally okay, because he will still fetch a good bit of change. He could go as high as $450. I've seen this one and Proud Heart Cat go for as upwards as $500, depending on condition. I mean, obviously they're from the 80s, so you kind of have to take the good with the bad. Obviously it's not going to be perfect because it's at least 25, 30 plus years old now. I don't want to think about that because I have a birthday this year. So I don't know. I don't plan to sell this. But I would imagine I could probably get a pretty penny for this. And by pretty penny, I can say that no matter what bear you have, if it's in the box and still attached, it will fetch a considerable higher amount versus versus bears that are not in the box. Obviously, condition's going to be a factor, but you have a bear in the box from the 80s and it's still attached and in fairly decent condition. Obviously, you expect some scrunching or something. It's friggin' almost 40-year-old toy. You're going to expect things like that, but there are people that look for them in the box, and they will definitely fetch more. For perfect example, as I said earlier, Grumpy Bear is a fan favorite. I've seen Grumpy Bear in the box, still attached, go as high as $100. And that's So if you find like the more popular bears, you're on point, because you can expect to get that much more out of them. I mean, even if it's a more common one like Cheer Bear or Friend Bear or Birthday Bear, you could get at least $50 to $70 depending on what they are. And a lot of times if they're in the box, more than likely, I have an example. I have another one. This in the box, a lot of times the bear itself is in good condition. And you can see, I'm going to put this closer. If you see her nose, how good a condition's that's in, and you see the little freckles on her. I mean, her fur it looks fantastic. Again, you're going to be able to pull a little bit more money out of them because they're in better condition. And that's what people who are looking for them are looking at. Condition. Okay, are they in the box? Obviously they're going to make some sacrifices because, again, if you look at this, this goes back to condition being as old a toy as it is. It's got some, the box is squished. But, again, that's to be expected. But that's, box generally equals the better condition ones. And that's what collectors are looking for. That's what people who are looking to buy them are looking for, whether it's for personal collection or, if they have a daughter or someone who they're trying to build a collection for. They want the ones that are in really pristine condition. Now, obviously, this love bear right here, his arms are a little, flimsy's not the right word, but he's definitely seen better days. But people make exceptions for this kind because they're so hard to find. So if you find one of these in good condition, oh man, you hit the damn jackpot. Because people will fall over themselves for those love bears. It's nuts. It's crazy. Now kind of shifting gears just a little bit. I'm going to show you some of I don't want to say they're not as expensive, but I mean, again, going back on the condition, when the toys came out, obviously they made all kinds of different stuff, from mugs to little posable figures to, the Care-a-Lot playset. I mean, it's insane what they came out with, obviously, but I mean, that's with any pop culture kind of thing. And this is, they actually, when the bears themselves came out, they actually introduced a line of, it's called Care Bear Wear, just like it says on the box. And essentially, dress up your Care Bears in some clothes that they made. And, why not? I mean, come on. So, and obviously, it's from, the 80s, so some will be in better condition than others. I got extremely lucky. This box is in pristine condition. This is actually, and I'll make sure to post a better picture of all the different outfits they came out with. This is a little, like a romper, with a little hat and like it almost reminds me of like a little, like a painter's outfit. But nevertheless, it's cute as crap. They also came out with, 2 of these I've actually, they have been very, very difficult to find. And one of which I've actually never seen, and I'll show a picture and I'll point it out. It's a little bedtime bear, pajamas. I've actually never, in all of my searching, I've never seen that ever come up once, so, the same thing applies with these. Better condition. If you get it for a good, good price, you can ask for a little bit more. And, let's see. As I was talking about, let's talk about Grumpy a little bit. So, obviously, over the years, they've come out with, over their anniversary, I think the 20th anniversary, Carlton Cards came out with a whole nother line of bears. Basically the whole line, Cousins and the original line, plus the which was cool, the bears that were essentially made from Europe, or made in Europe, that were not here. They included like Surprise Bear, Harmony Bear, True Heart Bear, who else was it? Daydream Bear, that's another one. They came out with Playful Heart. I'm drawing a blank. There's so many. Playful Heart, Proud Heart Cat, Loyal Heart Dog. Essentially, all the ones that were released in Europe, they released to the 20th anniversary. And as of right now, I don't personally have any of them, but some of them are actually fetching some decent money. Like, for example, some of the highly sought after ones from that particular line are Surprise Bear, are True Heart Bear. Oh, Noble Heart. I'll get to Noble Heart in a minute. I'll get to that one in a second. Let's see, where was I? Oh my god, I'm having brain fart. So the 20th anniversary line that they came out with, Carlton Cards. some of the, as I was saying, the highly sought after ones from that line are Surprise Bear, Daydream a little bit, Graham's Bear, Noble Heart Horse. There's another one that's right off the top. Graham's Bear, for whatever reason, I don't know. Those are some of the ones, especially this line that I didn't, one I did not mention was Treat Heart Pig. They actually came out with in an 8-inch beanie form that was released in the 80s. I don't believe. Don't quote me on that. But let me get back to, I mentioned Noble Heart. So Noble Heart, we're talking that is like the holy grail, one of the holy grails of Care Bears. Cousins specifically. So there is one. They did produce them. However, they are one of the hardest and rarest to get. The last one I saw sold at auction on eBay was for a few $1,000s. You're gonna be hard pressed to find that, but just so you know, that's some dough right there. Speaking of dough, they did release a prototype of Treat Heart Pig. That was actually, it was not released with the original 80s line. I believe there was a prototype that was made. It was blue, and I believe the tummy had no tummy signal on it, as is prototype. That one went for $5,000. So yeah, I would not imagine you're going to be able to find that. But who knows? You might get lucky. Weirder things have happened. Where else? Oh, before I forget, I know Build-A-Bear comes out with a lot of things, and obviously with Care Bears they did. So, not only when Build-A-Bear released these, they came out with 4. Tenderheart, Funshine, Cheer Bear, Share Bear, which I boycott because they're using the wrong symbol, but whatever. And this guy right here, Grumpy Bear. You remember that thing I was telling you about? How Grumpy is a fan favorite? This guy is highly sought after. If you can find this, whether it's unstuffed or not stuffed, if you find one, even like this, without the tag, because this guy's got the tag. Because when I originally got him, he was not stuffed. And I bought it, I was able to come away at $150 for just it being unstuffed. I'm not joking. Totally not joking. So now they can go as high as $300, $350 for this guy right here. So if you find one of these, you got some jackpot money. Jackpot money. And obviously, he's never leaving my side, so he's mine forever. So, yeah, that's kind of, a brief synopsis of, which bears are, more highly sought after than others. And it's one thing that I have loved since God knows when, so I could go on and on. And just one quick thing before I kind of wrap things up. What I meant by boycotting the Share Bear that Build-A-Bear came out with, essentially the original symbol was a milkshake. That was the original release of the 80s line. Now, when they came out with them, when they re-released them, can't remember what company. I know Basic Fun has them right now. They're doing a new release of stuff and changing a whole bunch of crap. They changed the symbol to a milkshake, and I'll put a picture in here so you can see, to two lollipops that kind of crisscross, and I'll show a picture of that. And I consider myself a Care Bear purist. I don't like that at all. It drives me crazy. I can't even explain to you. Cause like I'm OG. I'm seriously OG. But yeah. With that being said, if you've made it this far, you must have liked me. I like you. Like me back. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for all some great stuff that's going to be coming your way soon. I'm going to be putting out another video on, there's been a lot of talk about Disney's banning resellers, blah, blah, blah. Oh, believe me, we're going to have a conversation about that, because I got some truth to lay down. So, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. See you later.